Hey, it's Jeff Ondash, and welcome to another edition of Out and About. And we have a big celebration come up. Our nation's birthday is going to be celebrated this year in Austintown, and nobody does it better than Austintown here. Jim, you've done a phenomenal job of putting this on for years. This is Jim Davis, Austintown Township Trustee, by the way. And this year, this one's going to be off the charts.
It is. This is actually the 45th anniversary of Austintown's 4th of July festivities. This started back in 1976, back in the bicentennial. That's when they had their first parade. So not only are we celebrating 45 years, but I think freedom means a whole nother level of things this year after 2020. So we decided to spice it up a little bit, and we've got one heck of a party planned.
All right. So this has been going on that long now. During the pandemic, how is this one going to be different than that pandemic year?
Well, so because of the pandemic, obviously we had to do away with our 4th of July festivities. That is probably one of the biggest events in Austintown and even in the Mahoning Valley, our parade. So we didn't have one last year. So this year we've had to change a couple things up just because the governor, once again, just recently made the decision to move forward and open things up. So we're on short notice. So people are going to have a little less time to register for our parade. And typically with us mailing things out, we're going to do a lot by email because snail mail is just not moving fast enough right now. And we want to make sure that everybody who wants to be a part of this Granddaddy Parade can be a part of it, and we want to make sure everybody knows where they got to be and where and at what time.
Okay, so the parade has always been a staple of July 4th here in Austintown, but at night the things light up, and what's going to happen this year with that?
Well, so we always plan the Sunday before the 4th of July. So this year it will be Sunday, June 27th. That is our fireworks celebration. Back in 2013, I made a promise to the community to bring fireworks back, and lo and behold, we brought them back. We've got a committee of 9 people. I tell everybody it's the craziest committee there is because to put on the caliber of event we do with 9 people is just absolutely amazing. But we have some great sponsors that help us do it. But on June 27th, that Sunday night, we've got a concert planned. Chris Higbee and Kevin Dale. Kevin Dale's going to be the opening act, opening up for him. The gates are going to open at 4 o'clock. Now, this all takes place at the Austintown Plaza, so get there early because you're going to want to get a seat. You're going to want to get a parking spot. Kevin Dale will open up right around 5 o'clock. Chris Higbee's going to take the stage at 7 o'clock. Now, if you know anything about Chris Higbee, if Chris is playing a 3-hour show, he doesn't take a break. He's nonstop, start to finish, 3 hours strong. But we're going to make him take a break. And everybody wants to know why we're going to make Chris take a break.
Why are you going to make Chris take a break?
Well, the reason we're going to make Chris take a break is because we've actually partnered with WKBN, WYTV, MyYTV, and Fox 1762. And if anybody that follows the game of the week, the high school basketball, football, softball, baseball tournaments that they air weekly, highlighting the biggest game in the area, well, Austintown's the biggest game in the area when it comes to the 4th of July. So our concert with Chris Higbee will be live on MyYTV from 9 to 10, and then the fireworks display will be from 10 to 10:30 live on your television screen at home. So people that may still have reservations about coming out in large crowds, we wanted to make sure that they got to be a part of our Independence Day this year and got to see the fireworks show and concert. Not to mention, I have some concerns that there are going to be some communities that aren't going to have fireworks because of the short notice. We've been planning all along to move forward with our event, so we were ready to go when the governor opened things up. So Austintown might be the only game in town, so we're the game of the week, and it's going to be live from 9 to 10:30 on MyYTV.
So if you were the only game in the week, then the crowd at the Austintown Plaza could be huge. This is one way of really making sure that everybody in the Mahoning Valley can enjoy the 4th of July then.
It is, and we also took that chance that it would hopefully maybe keep the crowds down because people will have the convenience of sitting at home and they could have their picnic at their house and enjoy their beverages at home and have a good time with some family and friends, maybe have a cookout and then tune in at 9 o'clock and catch the concert and see the greatest fireworks display in the Mahoning Valley. I don't say that because I'm the one that puts it on, but I truly believe that Austintown, when it comes to it, we're heads and tails above everybody else with our fireworks display.
You've had a tradition for decades of being the best in the valley with that, and God, you could go back to the old Hills building when it was there, and people would clamor and get to that parking lot so they could take in a great fireworks display every night.
Well, that's kind of what led us back to that, was because of everybody talking about the old Firemen's Festivals and the Hills Festivals over there. So that's kind of what pushed us to go back to the plaza. We tried to do it here at the Township Park, but just the crowds we were drawing were way too crazy for us to handle here. So the Austintown Plaza really stepped up. Marty Solomon and his crew, we can't thank them enough for allowing us to host it there. We've had numbers in the numbers of cars in that area to 50,000 people between the Home Depot, the cinema, Walmart across the street, the Panera Plaza, the Austintown Plaza. So we just ask everybody, get there early so that you can get a good parking spot, see the fireworks, and then just please be patient when you leave. We typically have everybody out of there within a half hour to 45 minutes.
Okay. And one thing we probably should address now, what happens if it's inclement and there might be a little rain?
Well, that's one good thing. That's my secret. We don't have rain, knock on wood.
Never rains on a 4th of July festivity, right?
Well, you know what? It actually did the first 2 years at the park here, and I don't want to jinx us, but it has not rained at the plaza. So we've had a pretty good track record. We do have a contingency plan in place. We've got a couple dates selected that if we have to move it, we'll move it, and we'll make that announcement when the time comes, if need be. But I tell everybody, we plan as if it's not going to rain.
And I'm sure they could just go to the Township website to get updates on it in case there might be a possibility of that.
Yeah, and more importantly, if you're on social media, Austintown Fireworks Celebration, that's the page for all your Austintown 4th of July information. If you go there, it'll tell you about the parade, what time the parade is, talk about our ecumenical service, because we have a huge week of events. We tell everybody it's not just one day. It all kicks off with our fireworks on June 27th. But then on Tuesday, that following Tuesday, we have, as we talked about earlier, our Concerts in the Park series. We have the Canfield Community Band, which is all patriotic music that plays. And then on the 4th of July, which will be a Sunday, we have our ecumenical service and flag raising ceremony at the Austin Log Cabin on Raccoon Road. That's at 8:30 in the morning, so if you want to come out and enjoy some coffee and donuts and flag raising and a little prayer service, that takes place there. And then, of course, the granddaddy of them all, we tell everybody the biggest parade there is in the Mahoning Valley, the Austintown 4th of July Parade. That steps off at 12 o'clock noon on Raccoon Road from Kirk to Austintown Fitch High School.
Alrighty, so there's a whole week of celebrations here in Austintown for you, Jim. You've been a chairman of this for how long?
I've been doing this for 8 years now. This is my 8th year. When we brought it back in 2013, I took one big step and said, okay, let's do this. And I would have never imagined that it would have turned into what it's turned into. But it's just exciting to be a part of it, and I love giving back to the community. I tell everybody, this is what I was raised on. Growing up, the 4th of July, that was always our summer baseball picnic, and for our baseball team. And I remember pickup games, just like the movie The Sandlot. Playing on the 4th of July under the fireworks. That was it. That was your big night out. And so I want the kids, my child, to enjoy that same childhood that I had, being raised in a great community with events like this, and that's why we do it. And we're just glad that we have sponsors like Hollywood Gaming. Of course, Armstrong Cable is a big part of it. And, Greenwood Chevrolet stepped up this year as well as Owens Construction. Those are the ones that are paying for this whole event. And I got to tell you, it's going to be huge. Chris Higbee has promised us some fireworks of his own.
All right, and you're killing me, Davis, by the way. That's a line from The Sandlot, in case you didn't know. All right, so you just heard it all. I can't repeat all of that. Just get ready, get on their Facebook page, and then that page is what again?
Austintown Fireworks Celebration, and just you got to remember one thing: June 27th, Austintown Plaza, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And if you can't be there, tune into my YTV at 9 p.m. that night.
That says it all. All right, Jim, again, thank you for all the hard work that you and your committee does here, and the people at Austintown Park. Again, one of the most beautiful places in the area to come and enjoy with your family. That's going to do it for this edition of Out and About. You've got a great celebration coming up. Your 4th of July. Have a little picnic at your house, and then come here on that 27th and enjoy a phenomenal night of music and fireworks. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Out and About. You take care, and we'll see you again real soon.